World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said his country will not give in to Russia's demands following talks between Moscow and Washington on Tuesday. It is noted that Ukrainian President Zelensky was not invited to the US-Russia talks in Saudi Arabia and is instead in Turkey. According to a CNN report, he emphasized that Ukraine did not give in to Russia's ultimatums when Moscow launched its full-scale invasion 3 years ago, and he is not going to do so now. Zelensky added Russia gave Ukraine an ultimatum shortly after launching its invasion, demanding that Ukraine reduce its troop numbers and allow Moscow to install a pro-Russian leadership in Ukraine. Before Tuesday's talks in Riyadh, Zelensky had said he would refuse to sign any agreement negotiated without Kiev's involvement. In other news overseas, Israeli troops remained in some areas of southern Lebanon on Tuesday, despite a deadline for their withdrawal as part of a ceasefire with the militant group Hezbollah. The Voice of America reported that Israel withdrew from some villages in the region but said it was leaving forces in place in 5 positions that it said were necessary to protect parts of northern Israel. A joint statement from the Lebanese president, prime minister, and parliament speaker on Tuesday called on the United Nations or UN Security Council to demand Israel's immediate withdrawal. The ceasefire agreement called for Israel to withdraw by late January, with Hezbollah also moving away from the border and UN peacekeepers deploying in the vacated buffer zone along with the Lebanese troops. It is noted that an extension pushed the deadline to Tuesday. And news from the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs. The DFA, in collaboration with the Geneva Center for Security Policy or GCSP and King's College London or KCL, is hosting back-to-back regional workshops on Biological Weapons Convention or BWC compliance and verification and on countering WMD disinformation this month. These workshops bring together officials and experts from ASEAN member states to discuss key challenges and opportunities in strengthening biological disarmament efforts and addressing misinformation in the security domain. The BWC Compliance and Verification Workshop explores ongoing discussions on compliance mechanisms, drawing from lessons learned in other WMD treaties and verification regimes. Meanwhile, the Countering WMD Disinformation Workshop focuses on the growing threat of false narratives that undermine global non-proliferation efforts. These regional workshops mark the second installment in a series of events on disarmament and non-proliferation hosted by the DFA this year, reflecting the Philippines' dedication to fostering international peace, security, and cooperation through a rules-based international order, as well as its advocacy to enhance cooperation in disarmament and non-proliferation in the Asia-Pacific region. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.